Hey guys, okay, so this was a last minute modification that I'm doing on a Sunday afternoon. So I don't have my camera, my typical camera set up with the 360 cam and everything, but what we're going to be doing today is we're switching out this spring, and we're also going to be switching out the oil inside this reservoir, inside the shock. So stick around for a bit, and we're going to talk about it some more. I'm going to assume that you guys can get it out of the bike. You know, you got an upper and a lower bolt. It's pretty straightforward. You got to get the exhaust out of the way if you've got big exhaust like I do. And a few little things. You basically got to jack the bike up and then pull the linkage out from under the shock. But that's pretty straightforward. That's a good chance to take a peek and look at the grease situation and stuff and all those pivot points. So anyway, let me get a little bit farther into this and we'll talk about it some more. Okay, to start this process, obviously we've taken off the spring. Pretty straightforward process. You loosen up these two rings and run them all the way up to the top. Mine are down just because I clean and lube the threads real nice. Then the spring will come loose. You can lift it up. You'll have to push this assembly up a little bit, which includes the bumper. And it'll slide like it's like a C, and it pops off there and it comes out, and then you can get the spring out. So spring's off. We're going to release this pressure out of this Schrader valve here, if I can do it with my camera. And then once we get that done, we'll put the Schrader valve cap back on just to protect the threads, and then we will come over here and we will crack this loose, and that should be where we can drain the oil. We're going to plunge it in and out a whole bunch of times and try and get all of the old oil out, and then we will fill it back up with our Maxima 10 weight. The DR650 comes with a 5 weight oil. So by going with a 10 weight, we're going to slow everything down. So theoretically, between the oil and a slightly stiffer spring, I think it's about 10 or 15% stiffer that I went with, because it's pretty close. It's just a little soft. We should be at least in the ballpark, and then we can use the adjuster here to hopefully get us where we need to be without spending a ton of money on this thing. So we'll see how it goes. We're definitely going to follow up with a after the fact test video as well. But for now, this is just the how-to. So I'll be right back after I bleed the pressure out of this thing. Alrighty. So we took out the adjustment knob there. You can see, I don't know if you can see that in there. I'm trying not to dump it all over the place. It's a little grimy, not bad. Mostly just like old oil, you can see. So we'll wipe that out, probably with a paper towel to be careful. And what we did was we pumped the shock in and out several times, and that emptied pretty much all of the oil out of the container there. I don't have any more dripping out. So this is your adjusting valve. All right, that gives you an idea what that looks like. It just popped out with a crescent wrench. Pretty easy. It is in there pretty tight, so don't be afraid if it seems really tight. It was pretty snug. So anyway, that's the end of that oil. About 11,000 miles or whatever it is now on that oil. So we'll see. This just new oil would probably help. But so what we're going to do next, we're going to set this thing up like this and fill it to the very, very brim. And then pump it a bunch of times and pump it a bunch of times and get all the air bubbles out of there. And I will see if I can set up something so you can watch that process. So I'll be right back. All right, so we've got it in there. I'm trying to work it in and out without it dumping it all over the place. Oops, I wish you could probably be better if you could see it. Okay, so we got some out. Oh yeah, I can definitely feel the difference. It's already better. Amazing. All right. That's going to be a good bit thicker, or slower I should say, a lot more damping. I apologize for the camera. in advance. I'm trying to do this for the very first time here. At the same time trying to show you guys how it works. But you can see it drawing it down as you pull. Right now I'm pulling the plunger out really slowly. I'm assuming it's kind of like hydraulic brakes. You're better if you keep this little, we'll call it a little reservoir area, full while you're drawing it down. I'm thinking. So anyway, I'm going to work this back and forth a bunch more times and get ready to put the valve back in. Okay, so there we go. I filled this a couple times, and it is kind of like a brake reservoir. You want to have it tilted up and so that the air bubbles can come out. And as you pump it, you'll see it'll overflow when you compress the shock. But as you pull the shock shaft out, you need to keep filling oil in there. Otherwise, it'll suck air, and you're going to totally defeat your purpose there. So you want to work it back and forth by doing that. You're going to waste some oil. Do it over an oil container, a catch tray of some sort. And it didn't even hold not even a third of that probably. So it doesn't hold a ton of oil. So 1 quart will be plenty to do the job. I can definitely feel a considerable difference in the resistance before and after. So it should be quite a bit better, I'm hoping. Now I'm sure that the stiffer spring will kind of negate some of the shock oil improvement, but remember we are going from a 5 weight to a 10 weight, so it's considerably thicker. So it should definitely slow things down a bit, and then we can play with the compression damping there. I think it's compression on those. I can never remember if it's compression or rebound. It probably says, but I don't know. But anyway, I'll play with the adjuster. We only get one direction on these things. I can't remember which one it is, but yeah. So I think it's compression. So we'll play with the compression damping and try to get it to where we want it. Hopefully, this will slow down the rebound enough to where it won't be springy. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This is just a quick little how-to, but with any luck, for $100 for the spring, and I forget it was like $20 for the oil, $120. Hopefully we'll have a sizable improvement in ride quality. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching. All right, there she is. All back installed, nice and tight. And it is a considerable difference on the rebound. It's much slower. So I'm happy. It's about where I used to like my motocross bike as far as just feel, just the old bounce test. So quite pleased with that. It's a substantial improvement over what was there before. And we're going to have I think it's about 15% stiffer spring. She should be a whole new animal once I get the drop-ins in the forks. But I did notice a decent little change with the adjustments there. I got them about 3/4 of an inch stiffer, or on the preload, which brings your spring rate up just a little bit. So should be pretty cool. I can't wait to try it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll have a lot more exciting stuff coming soon here. It's just getting kind of hot outside, so stay cool. Have a good one.